Remedios Mascariñas versus BPI Family Savings Bank Incorporated. GR number 228138, August 27, 2020. The facts of the case are as follows. Remedios Mascariñas, the petitioner, found herself in a legal battle with BPI Family Savings Bank Incorporated, the respondent, regarding the enforcement of a writ of possession over two adjoining lots with confusingly similar histories and boundaries. The Regional Trial Court RTC of Quezon City Branch 215 issued a writ of possession in favor of BPI Family Savings Bank over Lot 3-30-C-2, covered by TCP N266377 of Quezon City. Now, the petitioner, however, argued that the writ of possession was being erroneously enforced on her adjacent lot, which is Lot 3-30-C-1, covered by TCT number T142901 of Caloocan City, which she purchased in 2007. Now, Mascariñas claimed the confusion arose because the two lots were previously owned by Josephine Avila and shared boundaries between Quezon City and Caloocan City. She submitted a sketch plan from the Land Registration Authority to prove her ownership and requested that the court quash the writ of possession. Meanwhile, BPI Family Savings Bank countered with its own relocation survey conducted by RC Tulio Surveying Services, which properly identified the location of their property. Now, the trial court ruled in favor of the bank, denying Mascariñas' motion to quash the writ, arguing that the properties had distinct technical descriptions. Mascariñas appealed, requesting further clarification and a survey of both lots to avoid the wrongful enforcement of the writ. When the court denied her motion, she turned to the Court of Appeals, filing a petition for certiorari. However, due to her counsel's heavy workload, old age, and health issues, the filing of her petition was delayed. Now, the CA denied her motion for extension based on procedural rules and rejected her appeal. So the issue of this case is whether or not allowing a one-time extension for petitioner to file her petition for certiorari despite procedural lapses, which is in essence a relaxation of procedural rules or technicalities in legal procedure, would serve the higher interest of substantial justice. So the court held that yes, allowing a one-time extension for petitioner to file her petition for certiorari based on procedural lapses, despite the procedural lapses, which is in essence a relaxation of procedural rules or technicalities in legal procedure, would serve the higher interest of substantial justice. The Supreme Court granted Mascariñas' motion, ruling that her petition should be admitted. While acknowledging that the procedural rules should ordinarily be strictly followed, the court recognized the risk of grave injustice in this case, where Mascariñas might irreparably lose her property due to an erroneous implementation of the writ of possession. The court emphasized that procedural rules should not override substantive rights, especially when their rigid application leads to a miscarriage of justice. The court also noted that a survey of both lots was essential to resolve the issue. Given the conflicting claims over the location of the lots, an independent and impartial survey would ensure the writ of possession is enforced on the correct property. So the doctrine of relaxation of procedural rules in the interest of justice provides that when strict application of the rules would result in irreparable damage, if not grave injustice, then the court is compelled to relax the rules in the higher interest of substantial justice. Now, this doctrine underscores the flexibility of procedural rules when their strict enforcement would lead to unjust outcomes. The court explained that a survey of the disputed lots is necessary and indispensable to ensure the correct enforcement of a writ of possession. This affirms that technical surveys are crucial for resolving property boundary disputes, especially when the enforcement of legal remedies like writ of possessions is at stake. In the dispositive portion, the Supreme Court reversed and set aside the resolutions of the Court of Appeals, granting Mascariñas' motion for a one-time extension of 15 days to file her petition for certiorari. So the petition was admitted, and the RTC of Quezon City was directed to appoint a surveyor to conduct a survey of both lots, lot number 3-30-C-1, the Caloocan City, and lot 3-30-C-2 of Quezon City, to ensure the correct enforcement of the writ of possession. So both parties were ordered to bear the survey costs for their respective lots.